we've got a very fascinating story here that a lot of mainstream media outlets don't seem to be covering, at least not that I could see, probably for a reason. This is in the Associated Press. It says, South Carolina elected official now backing Sanders over Biden. There's a South Carolina elected official who endorsed Joe Biden last month, switching her allegiance to Bernie Sanders in the state's first in the South presidential primary, saying she had viewed the former vice president, whose support in the state is considered deep, as, quote, a compromise choice. Dalhi Myers told the Associated Press on Wednesday that she was making the change in part because she values what she sees as Sanders' strength in being able to go toe-to-toe with President Donald Trump in the general election. Quote, I looked at that and I thought, he's right, said Myers, a black woman first elected to the Richland County Council in 2016. He's unafraid and he's unapologetic. I like the fact that he's willing to fight for a better America for the least, the fallen, the left behind. And it also brings up that he lost by 47 points to Hillary Clinton. This is what in South Carolina primary. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. South Carolina is super crucial because it sets the tone for those southern states, but all of the southern states are crucial, and he has to do well in those southern states if he is going to win. It says, in December, Myers, a corporate lawyer in Columbia, was among more than a dozen South Carolina elected officials to endorse Biden, saying at the time in a release from the Biden campaign that he was, quote, the only candidate with the broad and diverse coalition of support we need to win against Trump in the general election. Initially, Myers said she backed Biden because she saw him as a candidate who could possibly appeal to Republican voters disenfranchised by the president. It was a compromise choice, she said. I didn't find anybody's candidacy electrifying, but I did find Joe Biden's candidacy to be reassuring in a sort of normal American kind of way. And this quote right here, it describes literally the Joe Biden campaign in one quote or one sentence. That is it right there. It's a normal in an American kind of way. That's exactly what the Joe Biden campaign is. It says, but over the ensuing weeks, Myers said she started to feel that Biden's candidacy, while familiar and perhaps comfortable, wasn't going to be enough to inspire the young voters whom she seems is necessary to a Democratic general election win. When questioned how someone who considered herself a conservative Democrat could support a candidate like Sanders, whose proposals, including Medicare for All, suggest government growth on an as-yet unknown scale, Myers said she did have some concerns, but expressed doubt that such measures would ever become law without changes. Quote, Medicare for All will have to go through Congress. He's not going to pull a Donald Trump. It says, ultimately, Myers said her decision wasn't necessarily about her personal preferences. I'm a 50-year-old black woman, and I tend to be middle of the road. I'm voting what I think is best for all of us, not just me. I'm not a left-wing liberal. I'm not even a left-wing Democrat. But I'm a realist, so she's, I guess, a conservative here who is a conservative or a blue dog Democrat. You know, the blue dog Democrats are like the conservative Democrats. You can look at someone like a Michael Bennet type of person, but I guess even further to the right than that. But, you know, if you're somebody like that, her logic is sound in that, yes, he does provide the best chance to defeat Donald Trump. And the way that she explains it is perfectly on point. Bernie Sanders is going to inspire young people to go out to vote. Do you think that literally anybody other than Gramps, who's like sitting there watching CNN all day, is going to be inspired to vote for Joe Biden? Or even Gramps, who watches CNN all day? Do you think he's even going to be real excited and jovial about going and voting for Biden? Fuck no! No! It's Bernie who's going to excite people. And so the logic there is completely sound, in my opinion. It makes total sense to me. The idea is, maybe we should energize the base and the voters. Sounds like a good idea to me. And the logic is sound on the part of, if you're a blue dog Democrat, you know, the idea is always, this is the general idea, right? You can support somebody further to the left of you, or if you're a Republican, further to the right of you, because they're not going to get everything they want, all right? So that makes sound sense as well. And so if this becomes the sentiment, you know, we educate people and explain to them that Bernie has the best chance to defeat Donald Trump. He has the highest margins, and he's going to inspire people to come out to vote, then we can change that. So we need to convince folks that that is what we need to do. We need to convince them that indeed Bernie is the one who can defeat Donald Trump, with the highest of margin. So this is a very interesting story, and hopefully more of these people will flip, man. Keep working hard. We got to win this, okay? And the South is crucial. South Carolina is huge. There's no way Bernie's losing by any massive margin this time around. Hopefully if he loses, it's by maybe 5 to 10 points. That would be ideal. But we will see what happens.